went back down, so they put him on and they brought him back here. And then they performed those dances for him, you know, the grizzly bear dance where he was able to get up. But when they brought him back, that was for when he brought him into the arena from the west side, you know, and then they had that celebration for him. But in the fall of that year, and then that's when he passed away from his wounds. And so then the next year, then that's when they raised his flag. They raised Little Priest's flag, and then from that time, then they've been doing that for not only Little Priest, but for all of the veterans. And each one of those veterans, when they talked about it, they say, how can we honor them? How can we say, you know, of what they did to make them feel good? Because even in that time, now they call it post-traumatic stress disorder. But even in that time, they knew, they said, they're not the same because of what they seen and what they had to do and all of that. They thought about that, and that's why they said, let's make them dance. You know, we'll make a song for them, you know, and then they said, take their hair down, let their hair down. Take that war tie out and let their hair down, make them dance. And so those things would come about. So each one of those warriors had a song.
I want to say good morning. And I invite all the family members out at this time. Come on out, join our veterans. You are welcome. You are more than welcome to join our veterans here this morning as we go around to the sounds of the Little Priest song.
I've seen a lot of faces and families and friends come back together again, and then having new veterans participate, because our ceremony isn't biased against race, color, gender, and to have flags flown and new heartfelt memories made from that. And we've had people come from far away because they had families in their veterans in their families. They were veterans or they knew veterans, and they said that they were going to leave and tell more veterans about this. And so with that's probably a few of my memories in that is seeing people come back together and knowing that people came and shared that experience on the veteran side, and seeing where we've come from and what we're doing today.
My name is Mahicho Blue Sky. My English name is Beverly Chamberlain. My father is Gustave Smith. He served in World War II. He served under General Patton. He has 4 Purple Hearts. The powwow meant a lot to him all the time. We'd always have to make his regalia. He did it the old-fashioned way. He wore a great big bustle, and we used to go, my sisters and I would get him dressed like you're supposed to.
All these tribes have powwows for their own reasons, but our homecoming celebration is documented throughout our people and throughout by the government and whoever else it may be. It's been documented. And so they may have older powwows. I believe people have had celebrations probably from the beginning of time, and that's good. That's good, you know. But just to let them know why we have ours. It's not just a celebration. It's a honoring and a homecoming. It's a celebration. To know that we are honoring our past warriors and our current warriors that are with us today. I feel really blessed to be a part of the powwow committee, especially to be appointed the chairman, and to know that I have done my part in what had to be done in times of war. And so to kind of have a better understanding of the origins of our homecoming celebration, I can only hope that I have done enough to bring it to light of why we come together every year in honoring our war chief, our last war chief on our homecoming.
Friends and relatives, say good afternoon to each one of you, and I want to welcome you to the sovereign nation of the Winnebago tribe, and welcome you to the 153rd annual homecoming celebration on behalf of our fallen warriors. And I want to take a little bit of time to extend some gratitude to the Veterans Association. You know, they stepped up and volunteered to host this gathering. And what I saw, it looks good. They put a good program together. They acknowledged all the relatives. And when we look around this arena and we see these stars and stripes hanging there, blowing in the wind, you know, we have our relatives that are here with us. The ones that we don't see, and the ones that we remember, and the ones that affected our lives. And they did something in their life, you know, to earn that. They raised their right hand, and they committed themselves to protect this way of life that we have, to protect this land, and to protect our nation. So I, for one, am very thankful to those relatives and the flags that they represent. I'm very thankful for them.
When we were our last removal and our 5th removal from Fort Thompson to Winnebago, Nebraska, and then when they had their council meeting and they talked with the different chiefs of the tribe, and then a little priest had mentioned that maybe if we volunteered to fight for the United States as scouts, you know, even though we would have to be fighting the other tribes, maybe we wouldn't have to move anymore. And so that was one of the decisions that they had to weigh, to say that even though they might have to go battle against the other tribes, if doing so, we wouldn't have to meet. They made that decision, so that's why they volunteered to serve as scout. And doing that, you know, they distinguished themselves as fierce warriors.
And coming back and seeing all the families, relatives, all the dancers out there, the different types of dances, you know, the woodlands I love, and the grass dancers, and the ladies. I love that. And then they're joking all the time. It makes you feel really, really good. I mean, your heart feels really good. And it is true when they say, you step out there, when you're dancing, you put your foot out there, you feel good. I heard my dad one time beside me, and he'd always make that noise. And that's how I remember. I love powwow.
My name is Makati Tutu. I'm greatly honored to be invited out here for this oldest salute to a veteran of the United States Army. I have one thing to say to you people. This is the greatest nation God has ever planted on this earth. And if we have any problems today, minor problems, I think, is mostly with immigration. And I think that I can find fault the problems that we're having. The fault is with you people. You're the one that's caused these problems. If you had had better immigration laws 400 years ago, we wouldn't be in this mess that we have today. Thank you.
It's my personal opinion, and not everybody feels the same way, is that, you know, the powwow isn't a native word, native term. The Europeans, the white people, they started applying that to us Indians. Said, well, we're going to have a powwow with those Indians. And we got into that habit. We got into the habit of just identifying a gathering as a powwow. But what we're doing here is that we're celebrating. We're celebrating our ancestors. We're celebrating one of our chiefs, things that he did for our people. And it's always a celebration. And not only the homecoming of our veterans here, but also recognizing the various activities celebrations that we have.
Erica Armel, Deja Winga, United States Marine Corps. I will be stationed in Hawaii, Kaneohe Bay. I enjoy it. I like it. It helps you stay active. You get to meet a lot of people and travel.
And I was 4 years in the Marines, and I too was stationed in Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii. And so knowing my daughter has come up after me and going to the same base, that's very inspirational. I hope it's inspirational for her. It makes me proud as a father and a former Marine. And so today we're out here doing the walk run, enjoying some of the festivities during our 153rd annual homecoming celebration. And so to integrate with our community and participate in this, it's very interesting to meet new people.
What's your predicted time for this?
I'm gonna say 21:55.
And you're doing the what?
The 5K run.
The 5K run. How about you, Dusty?
I'm doing the 3-mile walk. Again, not as young as I used to be.
Okay.
My name's Rebecca American Horse, and I work with the diabetes program for the Winnebago tribe. And I'm here helping out with the walk around. This is my first time seeing it, so it's pretty interesting. And it's exciting too, just to see everybody participate and being active. I'm from New Mexico, and I went to school in Little Creek for 2 years at the local college, and they hosted the event. I ran a 5K, 7 mile, and a 1 mile fun walk, and I signed up for the 5 mile. I usually do 5 miles every now and then, but I haven't done it in a while. So I decided to sign up since I'm still here, and it's a local event, so that makes it easier on me. And I did the 5K. It's 3.1 miles, and I placed first. It was a tough course. There was hills, nothing like I've seen. Steep hills, long steep hills. It was really hot this morning, humid, but I got it done. I had one competitor, she placed second. We were going back and forth the whole race. Last stretch of it, I used all I had in me, my Navajo blood, and I finished strong, and I was able to place first in 23 minutes, so that's a good thing.
Honestly, I feel shocked. I was expecting to win, but you know, she was great. I mean, like, I've never had nobody beat me before. So.
Me too.
Yeah, but she was good. She kept up.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was nice meeting her.
Yeah, that's cool. And so you guys just met just now, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, tell me what you did here today.
Well, I did the 5K, and I broke my own pathetic record with 31 minutes. That's about 5 minutes better than the last time I run it. But so that feels good. Mostly it just feels good to show up and get some healthy activity with a lot of other tribal people doing the same thing. I think that's important. So I probably run it 15, 20 times in my life, and back when it was ran through the woods even, and one time I fell into a ditch and hurt my ankle. So I've given all for the cause here, and I love this race and what it means to the community. You know, I started a law firm named after my grandfather called Big Fire, and so I have this T-shirt with a little fire on it. So I thought I'd light a fire under myself and see if I could use it for speed, and maybe a little bit. My hype and my inspiration lasted about a quarter mile.
I'm running with my dad so we can spend some quality family time together and some good competitiveness.
Nice.
So no matter who wins or loses, we all win.
Cool.
One of the things are what we're doing here. Those are the kinds of, not only his story, but when we hang those flags up around that circle, what we're going to see, what we're going to get to witness. Just like my dad was in Vietnam. I don't know what he saw. I don't know what he experienced. But there's a special feeling I have when that flag goes up that pole. That's what we're doing here. I talked to a lot of people around the United States about powwow. And a lot of them think it's about contest. And I always stick up for Winnebago powwow. I tell them, we're a veterans powwow that happens to have contest. Not a contest powwow that happens to honor their vets. That's the way I feel about this powwow and what we're doing here, to let you guys know. I don't take it lightly. however you're feeling, all those bad feelings are to be left outside of it when you come in that big rooster circle.
My name is Madeja Meninga Woksalwin. I'm an honorably discharged combat Vietnam veteran. I served in 1969, 1970. On May 5th, 2005, my good friend Virgil Free passed away. I was in charge of his wake and his funeral. The family came up to me, and during that time of the wake, they gave me some eagle feathers. And they wanted me to put up an eagle feather, and they want me to assemble a staff. So I had my Tunchka and another comrade, which they are not here. I think his flag might be up here. But we did that. And it seemed like somebody from above was helping us, putting that together. On a given day, my good friend, Virgil, when he went to boot camp, he ran across this Mexican guy, this Mexican friend, Soprano Gonzalez. They became close buddies. They went to boot camp together. They went to Germany together. And they went to jump school together. And they went to Vietnam. During one time in 1965, on a hot summer day, him and his unit went out on patrol. On that day, they got caught in a crossfire. A lot of his unit people, unit veterans there, the soldiers, were laid down and shot. They got shot by AK-47 assault rifles. They heard them going off. And the RPGs and the grenades. Virgil told me that he got hit. He was laying there looking around at all his comrades. Then he seen his friend leaning up against a tree. So he crawled over there to his friend. He didn't know how many bullet holes he had in him. He was bleeding out pretty bad, but he tried to stop his wounds. He took him in his arms and tried to stop the bleeding. And then he passed on. Before he passed on, he said, "My friend, remember me." Virgil said he looked and he seen the relief column coming in, but then he said he blacked out. And the next thing, he woke up in a military hospital in Japan. Later he came home. My good friend, Virgil. Oh, Pino Vino! Thank you, everyone.
Well, I'm just glad to come back year after year. I enjoy it, I love it, and I'm back to dancing. I hadn't been dancing since I lost my mother, my sister, my dad, and my brothers. So now I'm back and everybody welcomes me back out dancing. And I've gotten a necklace, I've gotten a bag, I've gotten moccasins. They come up and they give you that to thank you, whichever power here. The ladies all say, "I'm glad you're back in here dancing for your dad." And that's what really, I tear up because that makes me feel so good.
In our lifetime, the community means the stability of our people right now, as we are. We're part of the transition from yesterday to tomorrow. And so to make tomorrow a better place, a better way of life, is to strengthen today, what we have today.
I said, the state and federal government says you're on a reservation. This is our land here. It's not a reservation. It's a nation. It's our land. So we need to start doing those things. Start having more pride.
Oh yeah, you're listening to sounds of one of our homegrown Ujo. From Looking good, dancer, sounding good. I can hear you from up here. Yeah.
Coming into the arena is my little woman, is our mayor's dancer. Welcome to the homecoming celebration, Chief Delivery, 153rd annual. Good job. You are now listening to Lulu Joe from all the way from Winnebago, Nebraska. Good job.